Hello everybody, welcome back to our channel talks. February has been a busy and a very good month for Star Citizen, I will dare say, since we got the 2.6.1 patch released, but also Spectrum for everyone on the official site. 2.6.1 has brought some very interesting and good changes to the game, such as readjustment of the SCM speeds for all ships that made the game a lot more enjoyable, new projectile speeds for all the weapons to match with the SCM speeds that we got with this new update, that again give us a lot more options to create the loadouts, but also the introduction of regional servers for Star Marine and Arena Commander, an essential addition to the game, a great addition to Star Citizen, and the first release of the Mega Map feature, which reduces the loading times for single player environments only in 2.6.1, so if you want to go from your hangar directly to a single player match in Arena Commander, you can do it without waiting a lot of time, and later this feature is going to expand in multiplayer environments as well. It seems that March is also going to be a great month for Star Citizen, since we got recently, in the latest newsletter to be more precise, the production schedule report for 2.6.2 update, the next update that is coming to Star Citizen, and the last update that has been announced before 3.0, for now at least. So we have plenty of things to discuss about 2.6.2, but also how this will affect the release date for 3.0, and we also had some great news regarding progress of 3.0 in general, the development, so we do have a lot of things to talk about today. But before we go ahead and do that, please allow me to say hi to everybody new to the channel and welcome them to our channel talks. Channel Talk is our monthly series where we discuss with each other, we talk about the latest development on Star Citizen, of course the latest news we have about this amazing game, but also about the channel itself. This is a more direct way to discuss and share our opinion, say what we like, what we dislike, and of course talk about our future plans. I would like to welcome you to the channel. I hope that you are going to have fun here with all of us in our little community. And feel free to say anything you want, leave a comment, suggest something, or simply say hi. So we finally got the 2.6.2 production schedule report, and it seems that CIG is aiming for a release date on March 23rd. These are some really great news because it's soon. We will get 2.6.2 very soon if there is no delay. Usually there is a slight delay, but it doesn't really matter. And I'm also extremely happy because on our latest channel talk, our estimation was March 16th to March 20th. So we got very close to the actual release date of the 2.6.2 update. Something that also makes me really happy is the fact that things seems to be going according to plan, and CIG is publishing patches without any significant problem actually lately. Why 2.6.2 is important? Well, because it brings us closer to a 3.0 release date, but also because it makes the game better. In general, 2.6.2 is going to be a further bug fixing polish patch, but there will be some new features as well, some features worth mentioning. So this new patch is going to bring improvements to the UI and loadout in Star Marine and Arena Commander, flight balances to Arena Commander, whatever that means. Maybe we will see some readjustment again on the SCM speeds. I have no idea. We will have to wait and see. New ship weapons, finally. Don't get me wrong, the weapons we have right now are awesome, but variety is always a great thing to have. So I'm really excited about the new ship weapons, a new toy for us to play. And the multiplayer mega map, the feature that we were talking about in the beginning of this video, now it will expand on the multiplayer environments of the game, and it will decrease the loading times between multiplayer levels like we already got with 2.6.1 for single player content. Great addition. Something else we have to mention that will come with 2.6.2 is support for non-69 screen resolution in order to give users a greater visual feel based around their preferred hardware setup. Overall, a very important and essential patch for Star Citizen in order to make the game better and offer a much better experience, but also because it will get us closer to 3.0, the patch that we have all been waiting for quite a while. The aim, like we have said, is March 23rd, which is Thursday, and as we all know by now, CIG never releases a patch Thursdays. They always do it Friday to Saturday morning in my time zone. So if everything goes as planned, we should be expecting 2.6.2 on March 24th or 25th. I will not consider the delay if that happens. The aim date for the Evocati PTU is on March 10th. That will last until March 14th, at least that's the plan, if everything goes according to the plan of CIG. And the white PTU is going to happen on March 15th. Let's hope nothing will go wrong. Let's hope that we will get 2.6.2 on these dates and that everything will go smoothly and we will have another great patch on our hands and we will be even closer to 3.0. So how does that affect 3.0 in its release date? Well, in our latest discussion, we have agreed that if things were to go as planned and if we were to get 2.6.2 a month after 2.6.1, it will not be impossible to get 3.0 a couple months after 2.6.2, and we came to the conclusion that a May, June or July release date for 3.0 will be quite plausible. The thing is that this will happen if CIG is ready to release 3.0 or if CIG wants to release 3.0 that time and give us 3.0 at the time frame. There are lately some developments, some news regarding the development and the progress on 3.0 that have me thinking, and I think they will affect the 3.0 and its release date when we will get these amazing parts. And I would like first to talk about these improvements, these developments on the 3.0 before talk about the release date or what I think is going to happen next. First of all, we got some very interesting info from Tony Zuruvek in the latest Around the Verse, which I have to say was one of the best Around the Verse lately, and he talked about their continued progress on consumption and solar system services, which are pretty much the services that will affect the system, the standard system, and that will come with 3.0. The first of the solar system services that will come in game are the shopping servers, which will control the inventory, the prices, and the demand levels for all the shops in the system, creating that way missions depending on demand and of course inventory levels, and in general creating variety, creating more dynamic and creative content for the game, making the standard system when we will get with 3.0 a living, breathing place. And this was a great hint for what will come in the 10 for the Chairman Special Edition that we are waiting for sometime in the next couple of weeks, hopefully this week, and will feature Chris Roberts and Tony Zuruvek answering 10 questions about the professions of 3.0. More specifically, trading and mining. Some more important news we got regarding procedural planets had to do with modular locations and in general the surface outpost variants that we can find on the surface of the planets when we will get them with 3.0. The variants will include hydroponics, mining and storage for now, at least for the beginning of the 3.0 and the procedural planets, the planetary landings. And the exterior, but also the interior of these outposts is going to be modular, can be combined, can make many combinations and create many different variants. Something really interesting because it will also create a tool for players to create their own planetary locations, planetary outposts later in the game, much further along the development when we will get this option. But also work on the clouds, changes on the clouds, addition of sibling clouds, and in general improvements on this feature to make the worlds that CIG is building feel a lot more alive. And the Solar System Editor, a first glimpse on the Solar System Editor, which is a tool that will allow to the developers to set up solar systems and configure the orbits of the planets around the Sun, but also the orbits of the moons around the planets. All of these are very interesting news and very good for the development of 3.0 and general the progress, but the next one is the most impressive one. We have seen the moons around Crusader and the progress that has been done on them. They feel like they are almost ready to be implemented in the game. the moons and their surfaces. Apparently, the developers have been working on these moons, and each moon will have its own distinct look and feel, its own unique looking. And the info we got is that the work on the different ecosystems for these moons is complete. The team now is working on refining the geological elements that will be found on each separate moon. To be honest, these news for me are pretty huge. We also got some very short videos showing a character walking, running on the surface of these moons and exploring them. And this is very interesting, and I think it affects 3.0 and its release date. There have been some rumors lately, and I'm pretty sure that you have heard them, about a new patch after 2.6.2 and before 3.0 called 2.7. Well, in reality, 3.0 initially was labeled as 2.7, but later it was changed to 3.0 in order to show how different this patch is going to be from the 2.x series of patches. So what we're going to discuss next is a bit of a conspiracy theory, and to be honest, I don't find it too paranoid that a new patch might come before 3.0, a 2.7, or however it is going to be called. If we take into consideration what Brian Chambers said in the latest Around the Verse, he said, and I quote, "Devs are excited for players to visit the moons Yela, Daemon and Selene, flying seamlessly from space to surface." Well, that could mean that the devs are excited to give us 3.0 eventually, but that could also mean that the devs are excited to give us first the moons and their surfaces, so we can test the planetary landings on the mini persistent universe. This will definitely mean that we are getting a new patch before 3.0, and this will have an obvious impact on the 3.0 release date. Till now, we were thinking that 3.0 was going to come around June and July, but if CG is not ready, and it is quite logical to not be ready, because 3.0 is a very complex patch for Star Citizen, with the consumption system, with the NPC crew, and all the basic professions. It might take a while for CIG, and they must have realized that. The fact that we have seen the moons and the fact that they are almost ready to be implemented, they do seem ready to be implemented in the game right now, and the developers are working on refining the geological elements that can be found on these moons, on the surface of these moons, but also the good look that we got on the prospector lately could mean that mining and the moons of Crusader, Yela, Daemon and Selene might be coming sooner than expected, and might be coming sooner than 3.0. So that will mean that 3.0 release date is going to be pushed back, I don't know for how long, and May, June or July we might see a release of another patch that will give us the moons of Crusader and maybe some first iteration of mining in the game. I'm going to be totally honest, if this is going to help the development of the game, and if this is going to give us a much better 3.0 later, but also a first implementation of mining and maybe some other systems, and obviously the first planetary landings that we will get in the mini persistent universe, I will be totally okay with it. I really can't say for sure if such a patch is coming, if we are going to get the moons of Crusader before 3.0 and maybe some first implementation of the mining system or something similar, but I will be totally fine, like I have already mentioned, if this is going to help with the development of the game. So what do you think about the possibility of such a patch? There is definitely something behind the words and the mentions of the developers lately. There is definitely something real hidden behind the 2.7 rumors. So I would like to hear your opinion, what you think about the possibility of something like that happening, but also how you feel about the upcoming 2.6.2 update. I personally think it is going to be a huge help for the game, and I can't wait for either of these to come. This is everything I'm going to share with you today, and before we close the video, I really can express how much I appreciate your support, the fact that you are here and participating in our discussions, helping the channel, helping me, and showing me all the love that you are showing me. Thank you very much for your support here on Reddit, on the site of the official site, on Patreon. It is absolutely amazing. You are absolutely amazing, and I could have never continued doing what I'm doing without you around. Thank you very much all. Welcome to our newest members. I am SquidofLove, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.